Vegetarianism Part 1. A vegetarian eating plan is based on a diet of grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. This style of eating is nothing new. In fact, it has existed since the beginning of recorded history. For many, vegetarianism is not just about what they eat, but also how they live. Many people are unaware of the health benefits of a vegetarian diet. And why is this? Well, they don't believe that a vegetarian diet has enough protein and essential nutrients, but that is not true. Carefully planned vegetarian diets, even those that contain no meat products, are very nutritious and have many health benefits. So let's explore the benefits of vegetarianism. Longer life expectancy. Vegetarians live longer than meat eaters. Lower rates of obesity. Leanness, which is related to the lower rates of obesity because they have lower body fat. Lower cholesterol level because they don't eat a lot of meat products. Lower rates of heart disease, again tied into all of those other things that mentioned previously. Lower rates of diabetes. Lower rates of colon cancer. They have a high intake of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Lower rates of diverticular disease, which is also related to the lower rates of colon cancer and because of the high consumption of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Lower rates of gallbladder disease, probably due again to the lower rates of diabetes and lower fat intake. And lower blood pressure because of the high intake of fruits and vegetables, which are high in potassium. So why do people become vegetarian? Let's look at that. Individuals become vegetarians for different reasons. Health benefits, ethical reasons, religious practice, environmental and ecological reasons, and because animals are inefficient protein factories. Ethical reasons. Many people become vegetarian because they believe it is cruel to kill animals for food. Many also do not use products that are made from animals. Religious practice. Some religions like Buddhism, Hinduism, and Seventh-day Adventism advocate a vegetarian lifestyle for health and spiritual reasons. Hindus and Buddhists believe that all life is sacred, to be loved and revered, and therefore practice nonviolence. As a result of this belief, most are vegetarians. When it comes to research on vegetarianism, we have to look at the Seventh-day Adventist lifestyle. They have a lot of funds from the National Institute of Health that research this religion relative to vegetarianism and health. Seventh-day Adventists teach that humans were not created to eat animals. They advocate a lacto-vegetarian diet. However, not all believers are vegetarians, and in fact, many are vegans, even though the lacto-vegetarianism is advocated. You will find some Seventh-day Adventists who eat meat occasionally, even if they're not vegetarians. And I mentioned before, numerous studies have investigated the health benefits of the Adventist lifestyle. Environmental and ecological issues. Livestock rearing is one of the most environmentally and ecologically damaging part of American agriculture. Why? Requires intensive use of grain crops to feed the animals, water, energy, and grazing areas. And livestock rearing produces significant amount of air, water, and soil pollution. 40% of the grains that are produced in the world, and more than 70% of that in the US, are fed to livestock. This amount of grain can feed 5 times as many people compared to those who are eating meat. Inefficient protein factories. Animals are not efficient protein factories. Most of the food they eat is used to maintain their bodies. A cow eats about 21 pounds of grain to produce 1 pound of meat. A pig eats about 8 pounds of grain to produce 1 pound of meat. A chicken eats about 5 pounds of grain to produce 1 pound of meat. There are many, many types of vegetarians. Semi-vegetarians. Essentially, these are the people who do not eat red meat like beef and pork. They will eat fish and or poultry occasionally. Many will eat dairy products and eggs. And this is a very healthy diet with no nutritional concerns. And again, primarily avoiding red meat. Pesco-vegetarians. No red meat, beef and pork or poultry. They eat fish and seafood for their protein. Many will eat egg, dairy products. This is a very healthy diet with no nutritional concerns. Lacto-vegetarianism. No animal flesh of any kind. No eggs. Some will eat dairy products. And this is a very healthy diet with no nutritional concerns. Vegans are strict vegetarians. No animal flesh, no dairy, no eggs. They eat only plant foods, and many avoid processed foods. Many will also avoid leather and other products made from animals or animal-based ingredients. Zen macrobiotic, which is a vegan type of diet, very extreme. Whole grains, locally grown vegetables. They will eat beans, sea vegetables, and soups. Extreme Zen macrobiotic diets can be very limited, such as a diet of primarily brown rice. Fruitarian, which is another type of vegan diet. Now hold on here. Fruitarians eat only what falls or would fall naturally from a plant, and foods that can be harvested without killing or harming the plant. Some do not eat nuts and seeds since they contain future plants. Most eat raw fruits, nuts, green foliage, and honey. No dairy, eggs, grains, or vegetables. And individuals who practice the Jain religion are fruitarians. Again, because fruits can not only be healthy, but when you eat the fruit, you don't actually kill the tree or kill the plant, and the fruit renews it. The fruit trees renew themselves. Meeting protein needs. Even though animal foods are high in protein, protein needs can be easily met by eating a variety of plant-based foods. However, it is important to remember that plant proteins lack one or more of the essential amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein. The building blocks of protein are amino acids, and there are 9 essential amino acids. phenylalanine, threonine, histidine, valine, isoleucine, leucine, tryptophan, methionine, and lysine. These are the essential amino acids. And histidine is only needed in children. In the past, vegetarian diets the essential amino acids are phenylalanine, threonine, histidine, which is only needed in children, valine, isoleucine, leucine, tryptophan, methionine, and lysine. In the past, registered dietitians and nutritionists recommended eating complementary proteins at the same meal to get all of the essential amino acids. However, they now recommend eating a variety of plant protein sources during the day. Excellent sources of protein in a vegetarian diet includes dried beans and peas, nuts and nut butters, quinoa, soy products such as tofu, soy milk, edamame, roasted soybeans, tempeh, and textured vegetable proteins. Do want to point out that quinoa and soy are the two plant-based products that have all of the essential amino acids. Textured vegetable protein, or TVP, are similar appearance, taste, and texture to the foods they imitate, such as ground beef, a lot of veggie burgers, sausage, ham, bacon, and chicken.